Welcome into the Beat Sessions, your place for all things music. I'm your host, Mitchell Weary. Let's talk about this new record from Ringo Starr entitled Look Up. He released that on January 10th. This is the 21st solo outing for Ringo Starr, and his follow up to 2019's What's My Name. It has been a minute since we've had a full length effort from Ringo, but the man has been busy, no doubt. 5 EPs in that time frame. He started touring once again. He's 84 years old. The man is indefatigable. That is the word that I would use to describe him. I love his energy. I love that he is still out there in the world working hard, spreading that peace and that love. Just iconic. And so at this point in his career, at 84, why not country music? It's not his foray either. You have to go back a really long time to 1970 to see him do anything like this. His second solo outing, actually, Bokua Blues, has that country and folk foundation, Americana driven. And frankly, I think throughout the Beatles catalog, you can see the influences of country Western music inspiring all of the Beatles. But I love going all in with this turn, working with the likes of T-Bone Burnett, a total legend himself, and really taking up songwriting duties on this thing, working with Daniel Tashian on a handful of tracks and a few other collaborators, but mostly responsible for production, for the songwriting, and really just nailing it. I'm loving the arrangements of these songs. They're focused, they're driven. I think from a vocal standpoint, it allows Ringo to really shine. He's not the strongest singer in the world. That baritone keeps him rather grounded in a certain style, but I think the melodies on this record are working to his strength. I think his voice, given his age and all the years, still sounds phenomenal with what they're doing in these songs. And there's really just it's his energy, it's his passion and his desire to live, to create, that you feel pouring off this collection of songs. I don't think it really matters what genre he's working with. I think at this point in his life, in his career especially, the energy is just, it's so infectious and it makes him so much fun to listen to. Certainly not, laying any new ground or breaking down any barriers as far as what these songs are doing, but they're just well written and they're very entertaining. And I love the collaborations with a number of other really great stars. Billy Strings featured on 3 of these tracks, and Molly Tuttle sounds fantastic. She's on like 4 or 5 of them. We'll get into that with the track listing, but not just T-Bone Burnett. I feel really collaborating with those 2 artists. I love working with Larkin Poe on a couple of tracks, Alison Krauss, the ladies from Lucius. I mean, there's a number of up and coming or kind of newly established artists within the, I guess, alternative Americana, alternative folk genre, country Western, that scene, so to speak, that Ringo's working with on this record. So I dig the passion there. I dig that he went all in and shows some amazing personnel. Dennis Crouch working on bass on this record as well. I do like that our boy Joe Walsh shows up to play slide guitar on one of my favorite tracks on this record. And then just a handful of other great players. It's a fun record, really working with the stylings of, think Hank Williams, there's moments where I think Ringo even sounds like Willie Nelson, but I love the feel of Johnny Cash that's driving this record. There's a number of songs, especially the ones featuring Billy Strings, that have this rockabilly outlaw edge to them. And I dig that energy. I dig that feel. And I think the unique quality of Ringo's voice particularly is working well on those songs. Makes them just a ton of fun to listen to. But this thing opens up with Breathless featuring Billy Strings there. Got this breezy acoustic rhythm guitar, leads in with a bit of electric guitar. I love that lead. And again, that sort of rockabilly outlaw edge that it has to open up the record. Driving percussion on this track, get just nice jaunty bass that's going to drive the song, give it a good feel. This is a track that you can feel the country Western influences, but it also reminds me a lot of the Beatles, where they were at circa Rubber Soul, just right in that era of their journey, moving out of that pop drive into the more psychedelic, but being grounded in more acoustic arrangements. I think that's really what caught me about this record, and one of the things that I really do like about it. Look Up featuring Molly Tuttle is your second track. Well, and I should mention too the other thing about Breathless before I get into Look Up, the wordplay. Again, I mentioned it with T-Bone Burnett writing these songs, but the execution from Ringo. This is a track where I think he's really shining from that vocal delivery standpoint. Look Up with Molly Tuttle there is your second track. Eases off the tempo a bit. Get this gentle roll in the bass, light electric guitar driving the song, a little bit of pedal steel that's in there as well. You don't really feel the country until the end of the song. I like the way that it sort of like just creeps in on you. But it's a great effect. It's a great composition that is seeing the bluesy nuances between the harmonies that are there. Molly sounds perfect with Ringo on this track. I really like the balance of their two voices. That's a Burnett and Tashian co-writing credit on this song, and a really pretty second tune. Time on My Hands is your third track. Is got the simple acoustic textures, a little steel pedal and piano that work in and out with this track to open and the vocal element that is there as well. Really just this somber, heartsick country feel, though. I mean, this really is a very sad sounding song, the way that it just pulls at your heartstrings. Rhythm rolls in at mid-tempo. I like the little bit of breakbeat, but then it finds the drumming finds more of a conventional rhythm. I'd say maybe 20 seconds after it appears in the song. It's a fun little element there. And that's another thing that, I forgot to mention it too, but we'll talk about it at this point. Breathless features a great little fill as well. Ringo's one of those drummers that, technically he's not the most savvy drummer, but I think what makes his music so special, and, whether it's his solo stuff, anything he did with the Beatles, it's the way that he writes drum pieces and the way that he'll build to a part of a song, and the way that little drum component really serves as a highlight to a composition. He does it in Breathless. There's this drum fill about 30 seconds in, maybe it's like 45, but you'll recognize it. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about when you hear that song. And, this song, Time on My Hands, is just another example of the drumming really just doing something different, doing something unique. I've always loved that about Ringo, especially, there's a lot of technical things that I'll never be able to do from a bass playing standpoint. So I've had to, do some funny things and develop a style, I guess, to kind of stand out and to do my thing. And that's the strength of Ringo and his drumming, and I love it on this record. So we're talking about Time on My Hands there. We're going to move into the fourth track, Never Let Me Go. That's another one featuring Billy Strings. Love him on this record. It's got this slightly sludgy, rollicking country feel. Get that outlaw edge once again, a little bit of rockabilly on this one. Breezy acoustic rhythm. I love that effect, that texture in the song. The steely electric lead and the harmonica element is great on this song as well, especially the solo time that instrument gets. But this song leads into a great jam in the coda, a highlight for me. I really enjoyed that track. I Live for Your Love, your fifth song featuring Molly Tuttle there. Got these twinkly guitars enhanced by the pedal steel. I love the instrumental dynamic there. Has a bit of this romantic pop flair. And anytime that Molly's showing up and harmonizing with Ringo, she just sounds stunning. I love that track and the balance of their voices there. Come Back featuring the ladies from Lucius is your sixth song. Got this old school Americana country feel on this track. Love the whistling that's going to work on this particular song. Simple, jaunty arrangement, but there does become more complexity in the guitar work, especially. I love the way the arrangement builds on that. Fiddle and gospel harmonies are going to come to play, and that's coming from the ladies and their vocal element there. I really love what those two women from Lucius are bringing to the table on this track. The fiddle of the guitar and really just play well off one another. It's a fun component to this song. Your seventh track, Can You Hear Me Call, featuring Molly Tuttle, once again, is got this rolling electric riff, just that signature Johnny Cash feel, the tone that's there. You guys will know exactly what I'm talking about when it hits, but a fantastic groove that develops in the song. Another arrangement that really builds and thrives on its simplicity. Got this desert rock tone in the electric guitar that shows up for a little bit. I really enjoyed the element on that song. Your eighth track, Rosetta, is probably my favorite. I love the energy of this song, just this thick double bass. Love the light, heavy, breezy guitar contrast. You get this just really airy textures, but the notes, the music weighs, just in this really, I don't know, kind of bleak sort of mystique. It's a really fun song. I love Joe Walsh, what he's doing with the slide on this song. Just a great solo that works in there. The development of the guitar layers that go to work on this song. It definitely is a highlight for me. You Want Some is your ninth track. Big jaunty barroom country feel, piano, pedal steel going to work on this song to drive it. Light electric guitar production. Really like the way the electric guitar kind of takes a back seat, just creates some texture in this track. Piano solo plays with the high notes just brilliantly. The piano is just definitely a highlight for that track. It's all over the place, just jamming out. Leads into your penultimate track, String Theory, featuring Molly Tuttle and Larkin Poe. And forgot to mention that Larkin Poe is also featured on Rosetta. But I think Larkin Poe, fantastic. Love that Ringo is working with Larkin Poe on this project. But with Molly Tuttle, an excellent combination of harmonies. The vocal element is certainly the highlight on String Theory here. Prominent percussion, arpeggiated electric guitar, just creates this joyful mood of reflection and really just, again, allowing the vocal harmony, that component soars and shines. It's wonderful on this song. And Thankful is your final track, number 11, mid-tempo drive with these twinkly electrical pedal steel guitars. Gorgeous closer with a great contribution from Alison Krauss. Love that he's bringing her aboard to work with him on this project and closing things out with her. A solid effort from Ringo. I'm going to vinyl please it. I'm going to give this thing a 7.2 out of 10. On the new scale, it's on the low end between excellent and solid, but a solid effort from Ringo. This is a fun record that I could see myself definitely throwing it on from time to time, seeing that need for country music every once in a while, and just knowing that, again, these compositions aren't anything that's going to break the genre open wide as far as reinventing it or redevelopment, but you were getting two legendary individuals, two legendary artists collaborating on this project and just showing off why they're just so damn good and why they will go down as being some of the best that have ever been. So I hope you enjoyed this record. Hope you find this review helpful as well. Please like this video, share it, subscribe to the channel, do all the things to help me blow this project up in 2025. Stay tuned throughout the week for more album reviews. Tune in to Classic Wax on Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And tune in to the live show, Daily Deep Cut. That's at 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, although I'm not doing the show this week, trying to get into some development, get into some more nitty-gritty as far as the production and the writing on that piece. So stay tuned for more detail on that. Take care until the next time. We'll see you.